up, guys? Josiah, and I'm back again. This is Ripped Runner episode 3, and we actually made it down to Miami. It's a guys' weekend, but really we're here to crush the Hyrox tomorrow. It's pre-race day. Got my buddy Ryan Callen with me. If you guys don't know, Ryan Callen is actually the head of sales at TT, my company, and we run races together, man, all the time. About a year ago, almost to this day, I don't know the exact day it was, but we were up in New York City, a little colder, not nice like Miami, but we ran our first ever doubles Hyrox race, and we went into it completely unprepared. We're just two guys who are in shape. We take our fitness serious, and we thought we could totally kick ass at Hyrox in New York. We got our butts handed to us. I think our finishing time was what, 1 hour?
It was 1:20 because we had a penalty, but like,
yeah.
We're guys, we've done some Spartans. We're like, how hard can this be?
Yeah, we went into it thinking we're just gonna blast through this because we race and do this stuff all the time. Wasn't the case, but afterwards we were like, we're gonna get redemption. The first opportunity that we can run Hyrox together again, we're totally gonna do it. We went solo at New York City, the second New York City race last year, but when this one popped up on the calendar, I was like, hey man, we got to do doubles. This is too fun, too good of an opportunity to pass up. So it's pre-race day, so we want to kind of just talk through strategy for tomorrow. I want to talk through nutrition, some of our strategy running together, because a lot of you watching may want to try Hyrox with a partner first. I think it's a really good opportunity to jump into something like a Hyrox where you don't have to do the whole thing yourself. Starts with the night before. The biggest thing and one of the biggest mistakes I've made at these races in the past is not fueling properly and not hydrating properly. Fueling for me is a big one, because if you guys have followed me for any period of time, you know that in order to stay lean, I like to use things like fasting, right? So I wait to eat my first meal till the middle of the day, and most of my calories are in the back half of the day. I also work out in the morning completely fasted. So in the years past, I've actually gone into these races totally fasted, no food in me whatsoever.
He did it at the first race last year, and I'm like, dude, you can't.
This guy's been on me and like, hey, listen, man, you do pretty well, but you can do a whole heck of a lot better if you eat before your race. So starting today, instead of eating around maintenance, I'm actually eating in a slight surplus. So I'm going over the amount of calories that I burned today. So just to give you an idea of how much that is, normally I burn about 3,000 calories a day, just with my normal activity, a basic workout, and moving around all day. So today I'm actually trying to eat about 3,200 calories. Nothing crazy, like I'm not going nuts and filling up my stomach and feeling sick, but I'm getting a little bit more than I burn so that all of my fuel tanks are topped off. My glycogen's topped off, I have enough healthy fats in my system to kind of slow down digestion and make sure tomorrow when I wake up, like I'm ready to have a killer workout. Right? What do you do to fuel the day before?
Yeah, so I know, so it depends on the kind of race. So I've done ultra marathons, I've done a lot of different stuff. I am a big carb guy before these shorter events. By shorter events, honestly, anything less than like 6 hours. Once it starts getting over the course of a longer day, starts getting into multiple days, because I've done really long races before, I start dabbling with keto stuff. But like for races like this, I carb fuel. I carb load the day before. I'll probably try to target about 500 to 600 carbs today.
500-600 grams, right?
Yeah,
okay, that's a lot.
500 grams of carbs. I'm gonna try to keep it clean as much as possible too. For the race, and actually day of too, I do a lot of honey. I mean, I have the packets here. So this is my favorite brand, Nate's, just because you can get these at any store. They're great. It's 50 calories in a package.
What is it? Just honey?
It's just pure honey.
Okay,
pure
honey.
unfiltered honey. And I use these as opposed to, because a lot of people use like goo gels.
Yeah.
There's all sorts of different stuff out there.
This is day of though, right?
Oh,
this will be tomorrow.
I also do a day before.
Okay.
I'm doing honey day before too.
Gotcha.
It's the easiest thing to digest, and then I'm doing liquid IV as well too. I'm getting so you recommended us do 3 to 5K milligrams of sodium day before, right?
3,000 to 5,000
3,000 to
mgs.
5,000.
Yep.
So liquid IV is fantastic. Redmond's Relight is really good as well too. I just don't like the taste of it. So find what you. The biggest thing too is when you're doing your training, stay consistent. Do not change it up the day before your race. Do not change it up the day of your race. Whatever you've been doing in your training, months ahead of time, that's the time to tinker with stuff and see what your body is going to react to, what's normal, what's good. Like, I'm going to keep it pretty bland. Like, we'll probably have sushi tonight. I do, like, chicken and rice. I do Chipotle. Like, that's what I had today. Because I eat it, like, 5-6 days a week. I don't change my stuff up. I keep it really consistent, really the same. And I don't do a lot of weird foods. So
Yeah, don't mix in, like, new things the night before. Like, just because there's a lot of carbs in certain meals, or if you're out, in a new city like we are here in Miami, it's tempting. I'd love to take this guy out for like an amazing dinner and crush it and just have a blast. But I know tomorrow I could risk my stomach being completely out of whack. So I want to stick with things that I know my body does well with. Sushi for me is a great one. Believe it or not, and we'll get some footages I'll show you guys, but I actually brought meals just in case. I brought frozen meals that I froze last night, packed them in my carry-on. It was only a 2-hour flight, so they're actually still frozen by the time I got here, just in case I couldn't find food that I was comfortable eating before the race. Big thing is, obviously I want to look good doing the race. Like, I know a lot of you out there who are working hard on your fitness goals. You want to run a race, you want to look good while you're doing it. Don't be afraid though to eat to your capacity today, right? Before the race. You're gonna look fine. You're not gonna lose your physique
Not the time
overnight.
to be in a deficit.
Yeah, don't be in a fat loss phase.
No.
Tomorrow morning, so the other thing too, obviously, is water, okay? I personally go by the urine test. I know that's kind of gross for a lot of you, but if you look at your urine color, a slight tint of yellow is really where you want to be. That means you're pretty well hydrated. Like, if I use the bathroom and I'm like, wow, I'm seeing a lot of yellow, I need to drink more water. Just as a general rule of thumb, I'm aiming for like 3.5 to 5 liters of water today, okay? When I wake up tomorrow, the first thing I'm gonna do is drink a liter of water. I'm gonna start hydrating, I'm gonna take electrolytes, and then I'll eat food tomorrow morning. What I'm gonna eat, something basic. I was thinking probably like 2 eggs, a bagel with some honey and some jelly. Probably get about 80 to 100 grams of carbs roughly 2 hours before the event. A little bit of protein just to slow digestion down. Healthy fats from the eggs, but keeping it clean, keeping it healthy. I'm not gonna go have a Chick-fil-A breakfast sandwich tomorrow and feel like absolute ass out on the course, right?
Whatever you've normally done, it's good to do the same thing.
100%,
So, I've
just
done
a little
the same,
extra.
Yeah, I've done the same race day thing for a long time. It's literally, I mean, you've seen me do it. It's English muffins, it's bananas, it's honey. I keep it the same. I might add some peanut butter in. Whatever you do normally, stick with it.
Just eat a little more.
100%. Find anything you like to do and just stick with it. So that's
So
great advice.
speaking of the course, one thing that I think would be important to tell you guys about, if you're interested in doing a Hyrox, it's important to have a game plan, even if you're just running solo, okay? Number one, it's important to have a plan around the pace of the race. The race is not going to be won in the first 3 to 5 stations. A lot of people though, if it's their first time doing a race like this, whether it's a Hyrox, a DecaFit, or even a Spartan race, is they come out really fast. We made this mistake in our first one together last year. I think we were running like a 6-minute mile the first couple laps, right?
We're excited, we're hyped up.
Now, if we had that level of fitness that could handle 6-minute miles or even faster, plus fitness stations, and that was just the pace that we agreed was our kind of build-up pace, by all means, kill it, right? But really it comes down to your intensity. You come out of the gate on fire, just trying to win the race in the first couple stations, you're gonna be in for a hurting. So for me and him, we have different abilities running wise, right? So what we did in a doubles competition is we kind of said, all right, where can we meet in the middle and find a pace that will work for both he and I?
Yeah, because if you're looking at us, you're probably like, okay, one dude's like, looks like he plays on the JV team, one dude looks like he plays on the varsity team. Like, let's be honest.
Muscular wise,
he's got like 40,
yes.
50 pounds on me, but we just focus on different things.
100%.
Josiah runs fitness company, he focuses on that, and I'm trying to train for a sub-3-hour marathon. So, but what we do combined really blends well together, especially once we start doing longer distances, because we just did a fitness event last weekend that was shorter for running. This is longer. So like what we do combined is gonna be good. And he's gonna dive into how we're gonna break up the events to talk about making sure that we utilize our strengths and we just show up as the best version of the team. That's the whole point.
This is the fun part, guys.
Yeah.
Like, this is why I love community, the community aspect of fitness. And a community could just be one other person, right? Having a friend to do it with you obviously builds accountability. It's fun to actually sit down and plan it out together and then go out and execute on that plan. So we've taken the time to literally go, all right, what pace are we gonna run to start? What do we wanna build towards? What is our overall goal, obviously? What do we wanna finish at? But then each station, who's gonna do the majority of the work? Who's gonna start the effort, right? Because some of these stations are my strength, some of them are more his strength. So I'll give you an example. So you'll obviously see the whole race in this video so you can watch the stations, but some of the key stations that a lot of people really struggle with, they end up just destroying their whole race. Number one would be the first station, the ski erg, right? The ski erg is like low key, a really hard exercise if you're not used to it. So that happens to be my strength. I have a lot of power on the ski. I'm really good at the ski. I don't get fatigued that easily. So I'm gonna come out of the gate, I'm starting. I'm gonna do more than half of the effort. He's gonna finish up because I need to recover for the run. Because I know going into the run after the ski, he's gonna be more well prepared for the run. He just has more endurance. So he can finish that station, crush it obviously, but then we can get right back into the pace we agreed on for the run because I'll be recovered. He won't need as much recovery to get his run up to the pace we want to run. So something like that is really important. We also have more power exercises. So we have the sled pull and push back to back. So the push is first, the pull is second. I'm actually going to end up doing the majority of that because as we get deeper into the race, my legs are really going to start to fatigue.
Yeah.
There's more leg dominant stuff later in the race, like lunges.
Got the power, I've got the endurance. So early on,
Yep.
his strength is going to be like for the sled push, he's going to do about 67%. Again, look at the size.
Strong,
This is not rocket
stronger.
science here. He's
Yep.
going to smoke it, and I'm not going to be as fast. But later on in the race, that's where I thrive.
Yep.
I've done tons of long distance races, and so I can literally do 3 of these races over and over and over again. But that's not the goal here. The goal is to do this thing as fast as you can. So, no, he's spot on with that.
Yeah, my weaknesses that I've really encountered in a couple different races is my legs start to cramp. Not necessarily because of the fuel, that definitely was a part of it. The electrolytes and stuff, we got to really make sure we're on top of that. But really, it's just because they're not conditioned. They're not conditioned to handle miles and miles and miles of work on top of strength training. I've obviously worked on that. I feel like coming into this event, I'm more well prepared than ever before. But I don't want to risk it because if my legs cramp up, his race goes to shit pretty quick too, right?
Yeah, it's a team, just so you guys know too. So like if one person's struggling in the run or one person's struggling somewhere else, like you have to do stuff together. So like you can have one person literally do the entire sled push, the other person do more. But it's better if you strategize this stuff. But if one person can't continue, you both can't continue. So.
Yeah. So what are we doing? So I know for the sled, just to give everybody an example, the sled push is the second event, or it's the second station. So it's down and back, just to make it easy, right? So it's literally 4 lengths of this field they'll set up at the event. So I'm going to go and I'm going to push down, right, all the way down.
Yeah.
You're going to go back.
Halfway. I'm going to go halfway, and then he's going to go a full, and then I'm going to
Okay.
go half, and then he's going to go a full. So he's literally doubling what I'm doing.
Yeah.
But again, there's strategy behind that because he goes twice as fast as me too. But this is another part of the reason why when we start the race, he's going to be doing the skier first, and then I'm going to be doing second because he needs more time to rest and recover, so he can just. He's literally one of the best in the country at doing the sled push.
Yeah.
So
I'll do down and back.
yeah.
You'll go down,
Yep.
and then I'll finish on the back.
Correct.
Okay, yeah. So that way we blast through what is my strongest station. I've done it by myself pretty fast. I was actually, I think, top 5 in the country in terms of fastest time. So that we want to maximize that, but I also need a little bit of recovery. And also, we got to have an audible, right? If I go down and back and I'm like, I need him to go a little further just to give me a little extra, I'll just tell him, hey, keep going just a little bit, right? But I'll typically finish that one. And then with the sled pull, which is next, same strategy. I'm going to pull down and back, he's going to pull down, and I'll finish on the back stretch, unless he's feeling it and I'm just like, I need extra time. But as the race gets more and more, deeper into it, right, this is where his strengths really take over. So there's a burpee broad jump, there's a sandbag lunge, there's a wall ball at the end, where I really want his legs to do most of the work because he has more conditioned lower half, right? And not to mention his run doesn't matter how tired we get, he's always going to be faster than me. So I don't have to worry about him keeping up on the run. I got to worry about me keeping up on the run and not slowing him down, right? So that's how we've kind of broken it up. Other than that, I mean, we're in Miami, so the heat is going to be a factor.
It's on the beach
outside.
Too. It's the first time ever going to be outside on
Yeah,
the beach.
first one ever.
Has never done this, so this is going to be exciting.
Going to be in the sand. I think we're running on like hard packed sand around the course. Inside, they call it the rock zone. There's sand that I think looks a little more loose. Yeah. So it's going to be an adventure. And if this is if you're watching this and you're like, man, I'm not sure what to expect at a Hyrox or a deck or whatever you're doing, just know there's always little wrinkles, right? So the biggest thing I'll tell you is try to just be present in the moment. Yeah. Hyrox is notorious for having issues with tracking your laps, right? So I didn't leave anything to chance this time. You got to do 3 laps in between each station. So I'm like, I'm going to use my watch. I know that every 3 laps we're going in to do another station. So I'm literally just going to hit my lap button every time we pass. And 3, cool, we're going in. 3, cool, we're going in. That way I'm not watching the scoreboard, which will track your laps. I'm not relying on their technology, which has been messed up in the past. They're an awesome organization. I absolutely love them, but just be over-prepared is the deal here, right?
100%, because when you go to these races, guys, you have to remember, you're just going to go and just like, whatever, your brain's going to automate. So if you have a plan going, if you just show up and wing it, which is basically what we did the first time, then all of a sudden you're showing up and you're starting to think through some of this stuff, and you're going to start slowing down. because you're overthinking what you need to be doing as opposed to just going out and doing the stuff that you know you need to do. So if you actually have a plan, you know exactly how you're going to go through everything, and you can just go and show up and do it, it's going to help you out a ton. And knowing what your strengths are and knowing what your weaknesses are as well too. Most importantly, have a blast.
Have fun,
Seriously,
yeah.
have fun. And for those of you maybe are just like, I don't know if I can do this, sign up. What's the worst that's going to happen?
Yeah, sign up.
Fail? Like you don't do
The
well?
worst that's going to happen is you go through it slower than you might want.
Yeah.
You get through it at a pace that you can always improve on. You know, we got our butts kicked the first time doing it. We got our butts kicked a little bit the second. I got my butt kicked a lot the second time. He did better. We improved though. Each of us improved.
Yeah.
And now we're like, hey, we feel more confident. And even guys like us who train year round for stuff like this, we still have those little fears, right? Like, oh, what if this happens? Dude, just go sign up, get it done. That's why, honestly, it's great to sign up with a partner because you have someone else who's in the game with you, and you know, there's no backing out if your buddy's not backing out, right? So it's like, I'm not going to say, dude, like, you know, we're not doing it. Like, I'm battling, and you can probably hear it in my voice, like, I have this like nasal issue right now where I have some, I don't know if it's a cold, allergies or whatever, just randomly popped up. It's adversity, right? And if it was just me doing this, I'd be like, man, like tomorrow's gonna suck. I'm really gonna like not do my best. But I got my friend with me, got my running partner, so I'm like, I don't wanna let him down. So I'm already like blasting through those mental roadblocks, right? Like I'm just gonna show up, I'm gonna kick ass, have fun with him, and he'll push me. Like we can rely on each other, right? Which is such a beautiful thing. That's like what fitness is all about. It's not just looking good, it's going out and trying something new, having a new community that you get to hang out with, and these kind of races provide that. So we're gonna get some sleep tonight and crush it tomorrow. We're gonna go sit in the sauna now, kind of sweat out some of these allergies, just feel good, get in a good headspace, and we'll see you guys in the morning. All right guys, morning of Hyrox. It's about an hour and 40 minutes, so literally perfect timing before our race. We are fueling up for the big day. So we have a bunch of carbs. So we got bananas. I have grits and some honey in the grits. A couple pieces of toast and egg whites. So I didn't add a lot of fat to this meal because I think they probably put a little bit of butter in the grits. I can always add a little bit of butter to the toast if I want, but I just want to be light. I want to be super light today. So a lot of carbs. Probably gonna add a little bit of salt to my egg whites just to make sure I got topped off with electrolytes. Dude, we're ready to rock and roll. Got a little coffee.
Feeling good.
Feeling good, man.
Ready to rock. I'm doing pretty much the same thing. I'm just keeping it a little lighter. Toast. I do my same thing I do as always. I don't change it up. So I got my toast, I got my banana, I got my honey, I got some honey stinger waffles. I got like, I don't know, 12 of these honey packets for not just the course, but if I need some extra honey. Honey's just my thing. It's my go-to. Gets me my carb source. So we got the war paint on. We're ready to rock, baby.
Perfect. Crush this and we'll head over there, man.
Pro tip, every time you go to the restaurant, always write your server a note. Pro tip. Reason being, I was in the restaurant industry 10, 12 years. Leaving a good tip, it's always nice. However, if you leave a note and you tell them how grateful you are for their service and how awesome they, that word of mouth, that simple touch, it's massive. So pro tip.
At some point, I'm gonna have Ryan write a book. The book of Ryan. With all his tips, because there's a lot of good ones. Too many to remember, but. Well, here's the thing. Yeah,
If you're not listening to Will Smith Miami, I don't know what you're doing. Woo!
Check those laces, check those shoes.
See, this is the time you start getting hyped up. You want to get ready to rock, but you can't go full bore right at the get-go.
Somebody got their hand out.
and gentlemen, here we go. 940, get your butts in here. 3, 2, 1. Let's go! Let's go, let's go, let's go! Your men's doubles, 940.
Let's go! Woo! Woo! Let's go! Finish it. Let's go.
How you guys feel? How you guys feel?
So we set a new personal record by 5 minutes on the sand in the heat. So come New York City, I think we might have to run it back.
Yeah.
Doubles it up.
We did okay. The humidity gets you, the hot gets you, and the sandy course gets you. No excuse, we set a PR, but we didn't hit our goal. But we're coming. We got better. We 100% got better.
I know that we ain't kids. I know that we ain't kids. I know that
I'm here with my boy Alex.
Let's go.
Dude, at Florida Coconut on Instagram. Man, I haven't had one of these in probably 20 years, but post-race coconut water. Oh my gosh, dude. Make sure you guys find Alex at a local race or local running event. This guy's all over the place, man. Follow him on Instagram.
Yeah, $10
So good.
man.
We're gonna jump into cold plunge too.
Let's go, baby. Alex got the nuts dialed in on South Beach. Let's go. Let's go.
Legs feel amazing now. Whew.
Yo, life moves fast. Make it count.
Hey.
Oh, my guy Alex hooking me up with the nuts, baby.
Oh man.
Just another day in South Beach. You know how we do. Let's go.
I know that we ain't kids. I know that we ain't kids. I know that we ain't kids. I know that we ain't kids.
Miami, baby.
I know that we
Let's
ain't
go.
kids.
All right, that wraps up Hyrox Miami, the first race of the 2023 season on the Ripped Runner. So lots of takeaways from this. The big great news is we set a new PR by 5 minutes,
Yep.
which was awesome. That was like my number one goal coming
Yep.
into this. I personally wasn't prepared for the heat and the sand. Sand was probably the second factor. The heat was just killing me. So in the sun, you know, I haven't run in heat in probably 8 months because I'm in Virginia, but this was a different level of humidity and heat. Thank God I had my running partner who's an absolute savage when it comes to running in the heat. He pushed me, wouldn't let me fail, wouldn't let me walk. I'm proud of the fact that I didn't walk despite getting cramps later in the race, just a little bit. He was keeping me on top of my hydration. The honey packets helped, kept me from really going deep into the pain cave, even though I was struggling probably midway through the race. Had a cramp right before station 7 that really started to set in. We hydrated. We did what I probably wouldn't have done by myself, which is take a honey pack because I didn't want to throw up or something. But I didn't. I kept going, and it saved me. I didn't cramp at all the whole race. So that was absolutely epic. But my man here, this is the MVP. This is why I love the doubles, because my strength is each station. He honestly murdered the stations today too. Like carried us on a couple big moments with the lunges. The wall balls at the end were kind of tricky. That's where we probably lost the most time because they kept saying no rep, right? So we weren't going low enough at one point, and then we weren't hitting the right spot on the wall ball. Lesson learned.
Yep.
There's always race brain that kind of sets in.
Yep.
We'll know that for next time. That'll be where we improve a lot. Probably cost us about 45 seconds there, I would say, maybe a minute. But nonetheless, happy with our performance given the conditions. New York Hyrox is next. This guy's got a marathon in a week. Personally, I'm going back to the drawing board. New York City, June 10th. That is my next main race for the Ripped Runner. So prep for that begins immediately. It's time to hop in the ocean, get some pizza. Any final
Let's
words,
go.
brother?
No, I mean, just what he was saying, guys, when it's doubles, you got to recognize and know if someone's maybe a little off or someone's feeling better. I do really good when it's hot and sunny out. I'm based in LA, so I just feel really good right now. So it's easy for me to do this stuff, to run fast, to feel hydrated. That's when you just got to know, like, just so you guys know, first time we did doubles together, he carried me. Like, I could not do the sled push. Sometimes one guy has a better day. That's why you have partners. That's why you have teams. You got to figure out, and you got to know each other, and you got to do workouts together to know when's the right time to just step in, because you got to do this thing together. It's not one person finishes before, you do it together. So, no, I needed him just as much as he needed me, because, like, when he's spelling me on the stuff, too, I needed it. So I thought we just vibed off each other really well today.
Yeah, we stuck to the game plan. That's
We
like
did.
the biggest
We
thing.
did.
There were some pacing issues. I think if it wasn't for the sand, we definitely would have cracked 110 or 105 even.
Yep.
The sand was just, I mean, it slowed us down by a minute and a half every time we came around that one side. There was some flat sand on the back end, but it still wasn't super fast. So anyway, it's great to set us up for an amazing New York Hyrox where we're probably going to crush this time, I would say, easily, but better conditions, no humidity, air conditioning, lots of things that will be different next time around. But it's an amazing experience. Like, we killed it. First one ever in Miami, and this will be great. If they do it again, we'll have something to shoot for, and we'll come back and crush it, man. So it's time to get some pizza.
Absolutely.
That's our tradition, pizza and a little jumping in the ocean.
We're at South Beach. We gotta go in the ocean, baby.
Life moves fast. Make it count.